Merry Christmas, Poke People! Ichigo90 here, and for my very first Christmas special, I'm playing Pokemon Red using only Jynx. Why Jynx, you may be wondering? Well, a long time ago, the Pokemon anime aired a now-banned episode showing Jynx working in the capacity of Santa's elves. Now, the Pokemon Company may want you to forget about it, but it's too late. Pandora's box has been opened, and Jynx now has a canonical connection to Christmas, even if they would like to pretend otherwise. That allows me to start my Christmas specials in Gen 1. So, whether TPCI likes it or not, let's get into it. So this challenge starts like any other in Professor Oak's lab, where we get our Jynx, which we call Jolly. Our rival, Krampus, takes the Charmander and immediately makes his first move at an attempt to ruin Christmas. Fortunately, Jolly starts with Lovely Kiss, which puts Charmander to sleep, allowing her to pound it into the ground. Charmander wakes up after a few turns and starts trying to growl us, but it's too late by this point, and Jolly easily wins this first battle. However, things quickly change when we reach Brock, the very first gym leader. At this point, Jolly still only has Sweet Kiss and Pound, and Brock has multiple full heals, which wastes a lot of Lovely Kiss PP. Every time we put Geodude to sleep, it just gets full healed and wakes up again. It ends up not mattering too much though, since Pound does basically nothing to Geodude. There was a crit there and Geodude's HP bar moved by a pixel. So when Geodude wakes up and uses Defense Curl, the battle is basically already over. We're out of Lovely Kiss PP and Geodude's tackles are doing way more to us than our Pound is doing to him. We'll have to try that again. The good news is that this is the first gym, so there's plenty of room to level up, and at level 18, Jolly learns the move Lick. So we decide not to bother trying to put Geodude to sleep and go straight to licking the rock. He tries to use Defense Curl a few times, and Brock waits a few turns to use Full Restore to cure the paralysis that Lick does for some reason. But Geodude is more or less free. But now Onix comes out, and we do try putting this to sleep. Brock still has a few full heals left, but since Onix knows Bide, the sleep turns will be worth it. Now with Onix finally asleep, we can start licking the giant rock snake. Onix wakes up a few turns later and eventually gets paralyzed, which is always nice, but we're out of Lovely Kiss, so paralysis is the best we can do, really. Sleep would be better. But by the time Onix uses Bide, it doesn't matter. The battle is over. And while it was somewhat annoying, we won and now have the Boulder Badge. So let's go straight to the second gym and challenge Misty. Misty opens up with Staryu, which takes a lot of damage from Pound. Even though she tries using an X defend, Staryu goes down rather easily. However, that means we have to face Starmie, which is generally pretty tough to beat. However, this time around, we're able to put it to sleep with Lovely Kiss. And even though Misty uses another X defend, Pound doesn't do as much as I'd like. Bubble Beam has a scary amount when Starmie wakes up, but we're able to put it back to sleep, and after a few turns and a couple of lucky crits from Pound, we actually have a first try victory against Misty, and the cat. So with Misty done and 2 badges in hand, we can head north to check up on Bill. But we get stopped by Krampus along the way, and he sends out his Pidgeotto, but Pound does a lot of damage. We'll never know how much it normally does. It's dead. Abra just tried to teleport, and Rattata got off an attack, but it did negative damage, and with Charmander, Lovely Kiss put it to sleep, although Ember did do a lot. But with Charmander snoozing away, Jolly can easily handle it with Double Slap, although that was a little nerve-wracking. But with Rival 2 defeated, we make our way to Bill's house to help with whatever this is. Yeah, I'm seriously judging this dude right now, totally telling Santa about all of this. Not gonna lie, all the judgment in the world right now. But he gives us the SS ticket, so let's go help the captain. But we get intercepted by Krampus again, his Pidgeotto goes down to Ice Punch. Raticate went down to Body Slam. Kadabra never stood a chance, and Charmeleon is not doing that much with Ember anymore. But it survived a Body Slam, which is concerning. But having beaten him for the 3rd time, we go upstairs to speak with the captain, and he gives us Cut, allowing us to face the 3rd gym. Lieutenant Surge opens up with Voltorb, which is able to survive a Body Slam, but goes down quickly to Lick. Pikachu goes down to Body Slam. Raichu survives a Body Slam, but just growls before going down, making for a rather easy 3rd gym and getting us the Thunder Badge without any problems. So we go through Rock Tunnel, go straight to the Sprocket hideout to challenge Giovanni, whose Onix is a lot easier to deal with than the one Brock had. Rhyhorn does not even put up a fight, and Kangaskhan goes down to a crit Ice Punch. So after making rather quick work of Giovanni, we grab the Silscope and make our way to Lavender Tower. But who should stop us on our way up the tower but Krampus? His Pidgeotto doesn't even pretend to handle an Ice Punch, and neither does the Execute. The Gyarados, however, does a rather scary amount with Bite, and Kadabra did its best, and Charmeleon died to a crit Bubble Beam. So now that we've defeated Krampus again, we can finish climbing the tower to deliver our message from Santa to Mr. Fuji, who is so pleased by our mission that he rewards us with a Pokeflute. With that rival battle out of the way, we can go back to Celadon City to challenge the Girl Boss Gym, which we all know is full of strong women trainers. And they're all led by Erica. Erica leads off with Victory Bell, which Jolly easily deals with by using Ice Punch, and then proceeds to handle the rest of her team the exact same way, for an easy first try victory against the 4th gym and the Rainbow Badge. So up next we have to check on what's happening with the Director of Sylph, but Krampus of course blocks our way. His Pidgeot might be fully evolved now, but it still can't handle Ice Punch. Neither can the Execute. But Gyarados is taking less than half from Body Slam and knows Dragon Rage, which is actually terrifying, and Hydro Pump isn't helping anything. Alakazam somehow survives a hit from Body Slam and disables Bubble Beam, which is really bad for us, because it allows Charizard to defeat us with Ember of all things, which it still has for some reason. Well, let's try again. This time around, Pidgeot hits us with Quick Attack before dying to Ice Punch. Execute does nothing, and we Lovely Kiss the Gyarados to put it to sleep. It stays asleep while we use Body Slam, and the second one crits, which takes it out, leaving us with 113 HP, or 116 after the level up. Body Slam paralyzes Alakazam this time, which means we can go into the Charizard with Bubble Beam, which doesn't one-shot still. But thankfully the Ember is pathetically weak at this point in the game, and it goes down without much more difficulty. Now, Krampus mentioned Giovanni being up ahead, which is concerning. He's not supposed to be here, so I need to check on that. But he opens with Nidorino, which goes down after a couple of Body Slams. Then Kangaskhan comes out and survives Body Slam and retaliates a bunch of damage from Bite, so we Bubble Beam to finish off. Rhyhorn, Bubble Beam. Nidoqueen, Bubble Beam. Giovanni is defeated again and for sure going on the naughty list. This is not okay. Before we go to the next gym, I decided to pick up some XP at the Fighting Dojo, but it ended up not being as exciting as I'd like, with Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan each going down to Bubble Beam. So let's just go to Sabrina. Now, as we've already established, Kadabra's physical defense is about equal to a piece of wet tissue paper. So of course it goes down to Body Slam. Mr. Mime manages to survive Body Slam, but its Double Slap does negative damage. Now the Venomoth that she has for some reason tries to do something with Leech Life, but goes down rather quickly. And Alakazam decides to just be annoying by spamming Recover over and over again until it also goes down to Body Slam. And with that, Sabrina, the teenage psychic specialist, hands us the Marsh Badge. So now let's move on to a gym that has historically been actually challenging. So Koga opens up with coughing, and Body Slam does over half, but he just used an X attack for some reason, so Bubble Beam takes it out. Mux survived an Ice Punch, and its sludge poisoned us, so now we're on a clock. The second coughing survived a Body Slam and crits a sludge, which isn't great for us. So that leaves the Wheezing, and it used Self-Destruct. But I had an HM friend in my party and hadn't saved in a few hours, so even though Jolly fainted, I just counted it and decided to move on. And went to the Safari Zone to pick up Surf, so that I could get to Cinnabar Island, where I had to pick up the secret. Now, after telling me that we better have a burn heal, he opens the battle with his Growlithe, which goes down to a crit Body Slam. Ponyta survives Body Slam, but Lane had used a Super Potion despite Ponyta being at full health at the start of the turn. Regardless, Rapidash came out and trapped us in Fire Spin. But it went down without too much difficulty, and Arcanine only attacked us with Ember, so despite the Super Potion being used, Arcanine still went down without much difficulty. So we got the Volcano Badge, and we were then free to make our way back to Viridian City to challenge the gym leader there. So the 8th gym leader turns out to be none other than Giovanni, the boss of Team Rocket. His lead Rhyhorn went down to Bubble Beam. Then Dugtrio went down to Bubble Beam. Nidoqueen survived Bubble Beam, but just uses an X special. So Body Slam finished that off. Nidoking came out and went down to Bubble Beam, which just leaves the Ace Rhydon, which went down to Bubble Beam. So with the Earth Badge in hand, we began making our way over to challenge the Elite Four. However, on our way to the Indigo Plateau, we were intercepted yet again by Krampus, determined to prevent us from our Santa-given mission of spreading Christmas to all of Kanto. The Ice Punch dealt with the Pidgeot, and then Bubble Beam took out the Rhyhorn. I don't even think that crit mattered. Ice Punch handled the execute, and Body Slam is still doing less than half to Gyarados. I tried using an Ice Punch, and to my surprise, it actually took out the Gyarados. Alakazam survived Body Slam and set up a Reflect or Berry or whatever, and Charizard finally replaced Ember with Flamethrower, but too little too late, it went down to the second Bubble Beam. Now, despite having lost, Krampus tells us we need to practice. And now, it's time to face Lorelei. Her Dugong rather easily handled Body Slam, but ultimately went down without dealing any damage to us. Cloyster, however, gets off a Spike Cannon, which does a lot, and it tanks our Body Slam. Even though we do defeat the Cloyster, we end up losing against the Slowbro after hitting ourselves in confusion. Maybe we do need to practice. We keep trying against Lorelei, getting just a bit further each time, and eventually we do get a run where we win. It starts by Dugong surviving Body Slam with over half HP, but it's a 3-turn kill without taking too much damage. And we use Lovely Kiss to put Cloyster to sleep and then just spam Body Slam. And even though Cloyster does wake up and hit us with a 5-turn Spike Cannon that does a lot, we were able to Lovely Kiss the Slowbro and just spam Bubble Beam and Ice Punch until after a while we beat the Slowbro and move on. Against Lorelei's Jynx, we use Lovely Kiss to put it to sleep and then just spam Body Slam until Lapras comes out. After that, we put it to sleep and spam Body Slam until it faints, and with that, we've defeated Lorelei. So after we take the time to heal Jolly, it's time for everyone's favorite pastime, talking about Bruno. Now, Bruno's Onix is so much easier to handle than Brock's was back when we first started this run. It goes down rather easily to a single Bubble Beam. Hitmonchan comes out only to be sent right back by an Ice Punch, and Hitmonlee fares no better. The second Onix meets the same fate as the first, which just leaves the Machamp, who survives a Bubble Beam and does way too much with submission, but a critical hit Ice Punch is able to deal with it, and now we're on to the part I am the least worried about, that, of course, being Agatha, who is just notoriously bad at Pokemon. Now, we all know that Agatha opens up with Gengar, and this one survives a Bubble Beam, only to switch out for Golbat, which is an odd choice since Jolly's Ice Punch one-shots it. So the first Gengar comes back out and takes over half from an Ice Punch. She tries to save it with Super Potion, but does no good. Haunter misses Hypnosis and we get a Gen 1 miss of Ice Punch, but that doesn't matter because Haunter goes down without doing anything. Arbok comes out and takes a few rounds of Bubble Beam, during which time we take the first damage all battle. And the second Gengar goes straight to sleep, and despite waking up immediately goes right back, and then gets put down by a series of Ice Punches. She doesn't even try to heal it. I guess she wasted all of her potions on her earlier Pokemon. Like I keep telling you, she's just bad at Pokemon. So, with that out of the way and behind us, it's time for an actual challenge. That being Birdkeeper Lance. He opens up with Gyarados, so we open with Lovely Kiss. He survives an Ice Punch, but after a couple of Body Slams, he goes down to an Ice Beam. to a bubble beam. Why did I say ice beam? Anyway, the first Dragonair comes out and Ice Punch defeats it. The second Dragonair comes out and Ice Punch defeats it. Aerodactyl comes out and tries but falls to Ice Punch, and then Dragonite is normally an issue but is 4 times weak to Ice Punch. So now we've defeated the Elite Four. That's all there is. We've succeeded, and never mind. It seems like we have another battle ahead of us. We apparently have to defeat Krampus now. So we find ourselves once more standing before Krampus, the eternal enemy of Christmas. And he once more sends out his Pidgeot, who falls to a crit Ice Punch. Maybe it mattered this time, I don't know. Alakazam gets off a Psychic, but that's negligible damage and it gets taken out by Body Slam. Right on, Bubble Beam. Executor survives an Ice Punch, but gets frozen, so Body Slam is free. It took 2 of them, but whatever. Gyarados comes out and avoids Lovely Kiss, but misses its own attack. And we just spam Body Slam and it stays asleep until it goes down. So, up his last Pokemon, the Charizard. It gets off a Fire Blast that does way too much, but it gets 2-shot by Bubble Beam. So now we've done it for real. We've defeated Krampus, and we've spread Christmas cheer to all corners of the Kanto region. And I'm happy to say Jolly is now recorded in the Hall of Fame. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really hope you enjoyed. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, or a Happy Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, or whatever it is you guys celebrate. However it is you celebrate it. I'll see you all, regardless of your holidays, in the next video. Until then, I'm Ichigo90, and I am blasting off again.